Okay, so this is Incognito. The spectator can shuffle the deck, and just a reminder, this is a completely self-working trick. So the deck can be completely shuffled by the spectator, and whilst they're shuffling the cards, I'm going to think of my prediction, and now I'm going to take that prediction out of the pack. So I don't want you to see what card I'm taking out of the pack. Okay, I think that card will do. So we'll leave that card inside the card box and we'll look at it at the very end. So we'll leave that there. And now what I'm going to get the spectator to do is you're going to think of you're just going to cut off a small portion of the cards, and we're going to use that to help you think of the cards. So just cut off a portion of cards roughly between 1 and 20, however many you feel. Okay, and now I want you to count how many cards you've got. I will look away. Okay, perfect. And now I'm going to use a portion of cards myself, and I'll show you what I'm going to, so I'm going to need about 20 cards. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Because what I'm going to do with these cards is I'm going to test your intuition. And then we're going to test my intuition as well. Perfect. So we'll place the rest of the deck off to the side, and we'll just use this portion of cards here. And I'm going to get you to think of just one of them. And the way we're going to do that, I'm going to show each card one at a time, and I want you to remember the card that is at your number. So, that'll be number 3, that'll be number 4, number 5, number 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So hopefully you're thinking of one of those cards. And the way we're going to test your intuition is I'm going to deal the cards into 2 piles, just like this. And I'd like you to remember, I'd like to point to the pile you think your card is in. You think it's in this one. So I'll show you the cards, and I want you to tell me if it's in there. I won't look at any of the cards. Your card is in that pile, so your intuition was pretty good, but perhaps it was a fluke. So let's test it one more time. So we'll deal the cards into 2 piles. Point to the pile again, which you think your card's in. This one. Okay. I won't look at any of the cards. Perfect. It is in that one. Okay. So perhaps let's do it 3 times. See if you can get it all 3 times. And this time I'll even mix up the cards just to make sure that you're not tracking the card whatsoever. So, one last time. Which pile? This pile? It's in that pile as well. You got it right all 3 times. That is pretty good, to be fair. So we'll bury that in the pack. And now we've tested your intuition, which turned out to be perfect. I'm going to test my intuition as well. I want to get 3 chances to find your card, but I'm not going to do it like you. I'm going to do it behind my back, and we're going to use the whole deck. So it's going to be slightly more harder. So I'm going to take the deck behind my back. I'm going to turn over 3 cards, okay? I'm sorry if I'm not saying anything. Is that this takes a lot of concentration because I actually can't see anything that I'm doing. And trust me, I have got the cards behind my back. So right, I think that's perfect. Right, let's see if I've got any of these correct. Let's take a look at the first card that I turned over. Was your card the Queen of Diamonds? It wasn't. Okay. Was your card the Queen of Hearts? Okay, so it wasn't a red queen. I thought it would be, but let's take a look at the third and final prediction. Was your card the Jack of Clubs? So you're telling me it wasn't the Jack of Clubs? You see, I didn't actually turn over any more cards, so I did actually fail. But let's try something else. Let's try using these cards as key cards. Okay? So what I mean by key cards is they're going to tell me something about your selection. So perhaps the Queen of Diamonds tells me the colour of your card is the same colour as the Queen of Diamonds. No, I meant on the back. The same colour on the back. The Queen of Hearts shares the same weight as your card, and the Jack of Clubs is the same thickness. So if we're looking for a card with those three characteristics, that means your card is the 5 of Spades. I was correct, it was the 5 of Spades. That is perfect, because I did lie to you. I actually had 4 chances, but I didn't just turn over your card. What I actually did was I placed one card into my back pocket, and it just so happens to be your selection, the 5 of Spades. And in the card box, remember, at the very start, before any of this took place, I placed one prediction, and you'll see that it is a perfect match to your 5 of Spades, and that is Incognito. I hope you enjoyed, and let's go into the tutorial. So this is the explanation for Incognito. It's a really simple self-working card trick, and it plays big. It is really cool. I hope you enjoy it, performing it as much as I do. So all you need really is a deck of cards and the card box. You don't even need the card box, you just need a deck of cards. I will say, however, you will need a full deck of cards to perform this, so make sure that you have that. So here is how you perform it. So obviously at the start the deck can be shuffled, so make sure you do get the spectator to shuffle the cards before the trick, because it plays even better then. It plays good without the shuffle, but it plays even better with it. So they can shuffle the cards as much as they like, and whilst they're shuffling, you're going to pretend as if you're thinking of a prediction, but what you're actually doing, you're going to do is when they give you the deck back, is you're going to take a look at the bottom card of the deck, the card that is facing you. So for instance, it is the 5 of Hearts in this case. Now you need to control the 5 of Hearts to the 21st position from the top of the deck, whilst simultaneously taking out your prediction, which is obviously going to be the soulmate, the 5 of Diamonds. So there are 2 ways that this could happen. So what I do to get it into the 21st position is I'm going to count in threes to 21. So that'll be 3, 6, 9, 12. Now you see here, my prediction card is in the 21 card stack here. So what you're going to do is you're going to count to 22, but you're also going to outjog that card, outjog the 5 of Diamonds. Okay? So that's what you're going to do. So if it appears in your stack, you're going to outjog the selection and continue counting in threes to number 22. You'll see why in a minute. So there'll be 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21 and 22. So once you've got to 22 cards, what you're going to do is, I like to do this, I'll show you in a minute. What you're going to do is you're literally just going to turn your hand over, strip out the card, and then place the cards from the back of the pack on top, and that automatically controls the card to the 21st position, and you've taken out the soulmate. Obviously, if the card does not appear in the 21 card block, then you just continue counting to 21. I'll show you what that looks like right now. So let's say it's not in the 21 block, and you just count to 21. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18 and 21. And what I like to do is I like to add a cover card to this, so they're not paying attention to the 5 of Hearts, because you you're just going to place a cover card on top and then place it on the table like that, as if you say, my prediction card isn't in there. Just go for the rest of the deck without showing them which card you're taking out. Strip it out and then just place the rest of the deck on top like so. And that achieves the same goal. You've taken out your prediction and controlled your force card into the 21st position. So that is the first bit, and the rest of it is pretty easy to do. So I mean, that's pretty easy to do, but the whole trick is just really fun to perform. So the force card is in the 21st position, and you're now going to do some sort of, I think it's clock force perhaps, I'm not entirely sure, or it might be the Marlowe's automatic placement, it might be that. Let's just continue. So you ask the spectator to cut off a portion of cards. Now this is the bit, I'll explain it later. So they cut off a portion of cards between 1 and 20. Now you need to make sure they cut more than 4 cards for this trick to work. You need to make sure they cut off more than 4. Okay, so let's say they cut off a stack of cards. Let's say they count as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 and 19. Yeah, that's fine. So they cut off 19 cards and they've counted them. You are now going to reverse count the top 20 cards of the remaining stack of the deck. Explaining what you're going to do. So I tend to strip off the first 10 cards, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and say we're going to use a few cards for myself, and then strip off another 5, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because what I'm going to do, and then I take another break, and I'm going to do the next 5, the last 5, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you drop the rest of the deck on top of their cut off portion. So now you've got 20 cards. Now doing that reverse count actually places their card into their number. So they cut off 19 cards, so their card will now be in the 19th position. So now you're going to show them one card at a time, and they're going to remember the card that is at their number. So their card, they will always remember your force card due to that automatic placement. I'm not going to show all the cards because there's no point. We can see that their card is in the 19th position. So once they thought of a card, what you're going to do is you're going to do this little dealing process which places their card into one of 2 positions. I'll explain that after we've done it, okay? I don't want to confuse you right now. So you're going to pick up the pile and their card is still in the 19th position or whatever number they're thinking of, and you're going to deal the cards into 2 piles alternating from left to right. So you do this, and once you've dealt the cards you ask the spectator to point to the pile which they think their card is in. It doesn't matter which one they do. And the great thing is this, you don't have to look at any of these cards because they're going to tell you which pile their card is in or not. So as you can see in this example, their card is in this pile, in the pile they pointed to. And what you need to do is remember to place the pile with their card. That pile always goes on top. So the pile containing their card always goes on top of the other one. So for example, that would always go on top now. And now you do it again. You deal the cards into 2 alternating piles again. And you do this a total of 3 times. So let's say they point to this pile and it is in this pile again. So you drop that pile on top, and then you're going to do it one last time. Let's say they point to this pile and it is in that pile. Now, once you've done that, their card will be placed into the 15th or 14th position in the stack of cards we've got, and 15th or 14th position from the face of the pile. So we count, it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and the 15th. But that sometimes can be the 14th. However, we have a multiple out system at the end to help us with that. There's only 2 outs to this trick. One of them is slightly better than the other. So once you've done the dealing process, you're going to pick up the pile and place the rest of the deck on top. So their card will now be in the 15th or 14th position from the face of the deck now. And you're going to do a false cut. We'll just do a J-Ose cut for now. You can do any false cut you'd like. You can do a false shuffle if you like, but I don't go that far because it just makes it too complicated. So once you've done the full cut and everything, you're going to explain to the spectator now that you've tested their intuition. You're going to test your own intuition by having 3 chances to find their card from the whole deck behind your back. Now I'm going to show you what you're going to do behind your back. It's very simple. So what you're going to do, well, this is what you do no matter what. You just do it every time you place the cards behind your back. You're going to turn the deck face up behind your back, and you're going to count to the 15th card. So you're just going to scroll past until you get to 15 cards. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and the 15th card. Now, if it's in the 15th position, you'll get the slightly the worst out in this trick, but it's still pretty good out. It's still a pretty good ending. And you're going to get to the 15th card, and you're just going to turn it over. And then you're going to take the one below it, as in, well, above it in this case, so the 14th card, and you're going to place that card into your pocket. So we'll pretend that's my pocket there, just like that. And now you've turned over the 2 cards that could possibly be their card. You've turned over one and you've placed one in their pocket, and you'll find out which one is theirs in a bit. Then you turn the deck back face down, and you're just going to scroll through the pack and just turn over a random 2 cards. It doesn't matter which 2. Perfect. And then you bring the deck back out from behind your back, and you just place it on the table. You say you've turned over 3 cards, and one of them should be theirs. Now in this case, because their card is it was in the 15th position, their card will be one of the 3. It'll be the last card you show them. So that is a pretty good ending. So in this ending, where you have turned it over in the pack, you just go for the deck and ask them if each card is their card. They will say no to the first 2, and you just turn them over onto the table as you go through. So they'll say no to that one, and then as you get to the 3rd one, they'll say yes, and that'll be a pretty good ending because you did find their card behind your back. And then you reveal that you have their the soulmate of their selection as a prediction in the box. However, let's say, for example, let's switch these 2 cards around, and let's say their card was in the 14th position. I'll just put it somewhere near the bottom for now. We don't need to put it there. And let's say their card was in the 14th position, for example. Well, in this case, you get to do a little bit of a comedy sort of thing, comedy prediction / mind reading sort of effect. As you go through the cards, and they'll say no to all 3 of the cards this time, because their card is in your pocket. So they say no to all 3, and then you can spread the rest of the deck to show there are no other cards turned over. And then you turn them back over, saying that these are indicator or key cards, and they get to do a comedy thing. So you're going to pick up a card that is the opposite colour to their selection. Let's say their card is red, so you pick up a black card, and you say, this card tells me that is the same colour as the 4 of clubs. Now, they will start to say no, but then you go, no, but it's on the back, it's the same colour on the back. And then they'll see you're joking a bit. And then you say their card is the same weight as the 8 of diamonds. And then you say the 2 of spades has the same thickness as their card. And then you pretend to really think about these things, and you conclude and tell them that their card must be the 5 of hearts or whatever card you forced on them. And then you can reveal that inside the box has been a prediction the entire time, the 5 of diamonds. So that is how you perform Incognito. I hope you enjoyed, and Good. I'll see you next time.